outstanding guest on, man, this week, man. He is he's the CEO of the Wendell Scott Foundation, man. They do everything from STEM to helping at risk youth, whatever. He's an outstanding gentleman, and we want to bring him on so he can tell you more about him, his heritage, what he's doing, and what's going to happen in the future. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring on Mr. Wendell Scott Sr. What's up, brother?
What's up,
doing?
baby?
Welcome to the Cases, man.
For sure, man. Thanks for having me, man.
Hey, man, it's all good, bro. It's all good, man. Saying again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Wendell Scott Sr.
Warrick Scott Sr.
Warrick Scott Sr. I apologize for that, man. But yo, welcome to the Cases, bro. How you doing?
Thank you, man. I'm doing great, man. I'm just vibing off y'all. I'm listening to y'all, man.
Hey, Warrick. Let me. Okay, first, Warrick is a good. I ain't gonna say a good friend. He's a great friend of mine. Warrick, would you tell them that it don't take me but 2 weeks and I'll be Warrick? Let them know. Just let them know, Warrick. Before we even get going.
Yeah. It'll take them maybe like 2 weeks.
He can't see that shit with a straight face.
It looks some hot sauna suit action, waist trainer.
See now Warrick doesn't start boxing. See, he just started boxing and then he in a little bit of shape. You know, I saw Warrick last year. And, you know, he had been working out a little bit. He walked up, chest poked out. Yeah. Warrick one of those friends. If Warrick called me, it's normally about 7:30 in the morning.
Right.
Hey, what's up, Warrick? Man, just got through boxing. About to run 5 miles. He one of those people, man. So, you know, we really, I guess he does the road work you was talking about, Shaw.
Yeah, that's what fighters do. We do road work, bro. It's not running.
You're
it's
a
called
fighter
road
now
work.
too?
Huh?
Hey, man. Like I said, and just to tell you, just because you asked, I got this Wendell Scott shirt.
Yeah.
I didn't even get this from Warrick. I got this from Warrick's father, Mr. Frank Scott.
There you go.
He saw it fit to bequest me with the shirt as I went to Danville to visit my boy Warrick. And I also sat in his grandfather's original race car.
That's right.
I sat in the car, took a bunch of pictures. We went to visit Warrick's mother and father, Miss Mabel Scott, Mr. Wendell Scott, Mr. Frank Scott. And he said, you know what, Chris, I need to give you a shirt. And he gave me a shirt. And, you know, I said today, it wouldn't be any better day to wear this shirt. And I'm going to tell you, this shirt is a size large. Y'all see how it's fitting me. Just to show y'all how I'm
slim
slimming
fit.
down. Yeah, slim fit. That's how I do. So that's where I got the shirt from. But
okay.
I don't want to sidetrack because Warrick is my guy. We could talk for 3, 4, 5 hours. So I want to tell y'all, man, this guy right here, and Warrick, told you I had some stuff for you. So I hope you don't mind telling the story. But I'm gonna tell y'all, man. One September, man. It was September of 2008. Me, Warrick, and my boy Byron was sitting at Arby's on Wake Forest Road in Raleigh.
That's right.
And Warrick said, "Man, I got to do something to honor my grandfather." That's what he said, man. That's what he said. He said, I got to do something to honor my grandfather. It just ain't all came together yet.
Right.
And next thing I know, man, Warrick was back in Danville. He had started the Wendell Scott Foundation. And the next call he made to me, he was saying, Young, I need to figure out a way to get my tax exempt status.
That's right.
And man, since that
expedite.
He needed an expedite. And I told him, I said, hey man, as soon as you file it, you can start using it.
Right.
And since that day, since then, man, he took that action plan and he did what he said he was going to do. And like a lot of people don't do, he knew it was going to take some time. But once he put his mind to it, Warrick put his mind to it. And next thing you know, Wendell Scott Foundation is now hosting galas at the NASCAR Hall of Fame. He's been a master of ceremony for parades. He's been on I Am Athlete podcast. They've had red carpet events. I don't know if y'all know about the part that they played in Cars 2, but Warrick could tell you. So all of that stuff he's done. I went up to Danville when they dedicated a street name to his grandfather. So all of that stuff that he's done right alongside with his father, he ain't told me this, but I can tell you, I'm sure it's brought his family a lot closer together.
Yeah.
Man, this is just it's marvelous, man. I tell him every time I talk to him, bro, I'm so proud of you, because I can remember times when we was down on Glenwood and we was trying to figure out now how much we got if we put all our money together.
Put it all together, man.
So, hey, Warrick, man, without further ado, man.
I gotta say this though.
Go ahead, Sean.
It was an outstanding article that was in the Richmond Free Press about you.
Okay.
And how you started a foundation and everything like that, and your reasons behind starting a foundation and all that. I mean, if anybody have not read this article, man, it is outstanding. So for me, I would like for you to just kind of start, just tell us, Si kind of gave a little backstory. Just kind of tell us, what was the reason for starting it, and how did you get, what triggered you to say, I want to do this and get it going, bro?
Yeah, no doubt. I don't take for granted that the people watching absolutely know about, Wendell Scott in totality. So I'll give you a quick little history lesson. My grandfather, with the support of the Scott family, we call it Scott Racing, became the first African-American NASCAR team owner or driver to win and compete full-time in NASCAR. He is the only African-American that's inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Several distinctions on him in film, television, pop culture, you name it. Fifth, you may have seen a movie growing up called Grease Lightning.
Yes, sir. Richard Pryor.
Where Richard Pryor was playing a race car driver.
Hey, excuse Warrick, can I ask? Let me stop you real quick. I was going to save this because you just said it. I was watching a documentary on Richard Pryor this week, and they said during the filming of Grease Lightning, which correct me if I'm wrong, I think they said it was filmed in Georgia.
Correct.
And they said the thing about Richard Pryor, I don't know if you knew this, Sean. Thing about Richard Pryor is whenever he shot movies, he wanted the townspeople, particularly African Americans, to be involved.
Yeah,
correct.
So
that's in his contract.
They said when he shot Grease Lightning, they were in a racist town in Georgia, and he got all the black people to come out to be extras and whatnot.
That's in every contract.
They said that the mayor of that town, the small town in Georgia, had to call all the townspeople together and said, listen, excuse my language, they said the ends will be gone in a couple of weeks. Y'all just got to put up with it because I don't want to mess up this money. But I thought that was amazing, man, while he's shooting a movie playing your grandfather. Yeah. That's just a part of American history, man, and a part of what we had to go through even during that day. And the townspeople at first were scared to come out. Like they had to basically persuade them, no, come out. You're going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. So I'm sorry about that. Go ahead, Warrick.
To authenticate that, jumping around, I met in Atlanta last year around this time on the set of Family Feud. I actually met a elder who was there with her family to play, but she told me that she was one of those extras.
Wow.
In the movie.
That's crazy.
She might be like maybe, I don't know, 70 plus years old or something like that. But Grease Lightning was filmed. I wasn't there naturally, but I'm told it was actually filmed. This is before even the Buckhead area was developed like it is, and it was kind of filmed within that threshold. They were filming in a city that looked similar to Danville, and as we tied back into just our ancestry and our history. In that film, you can find Maynard Jackson, whom the airport resurrected after. Julian Bond in that film as well. Bo Bridges, Cleavon Little, people like that are all in the film. The Commodores and Roberta Flack on the soundtrack.
Wow,
man, that's incredible, bro.
Yeah, man.
Like I said, it's just one of the things, man. Somebody said told me a long time ago, man. They say, yo, you push me and I pull you, right? And just reading about your foundation, man. Your foundation is the epitome of that. Push me and I pull you, and some of the things that this foundation can do and has done and will do in the future, man. And and one of the things that struck me was the people that it touches the most, which is at risk youth. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because we all try to find ways to touch back and give back to some of the kids that are less fortunate than us, or just people that are just like us when we was growing up. And I was looking through here, man. I saw that your foundation, man, like the STEM portion of your foundation. To me, I'm a science guy, I'm an engineering guy, man. Could you just tell us a little bit about the STEM portion of what you guys do?
Yeah, no doubt. Originally, the foundation was created by myself and my wife.
Right.
She watched me kind of. I used to own nightclubs in Raleigh, and
Man,
she along.
You got to touch on that.
We can touch on it. We can talk all about it. She, along with my parents, though, they really wanted me out of that life. I'm a Gemini, and so I call him young. Brother Chrissy, I call him young. He can tell you, it's kind of, I got two sides. You know what I mean? And
I don't know nothing about that.
Right. And so, but I was searching for a purpose.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was searching for a purpose, and I found that in representing actually who I am. So anybody's watching, I encourage anyone to embrace their family legacy and create something that can feed into the community off of that. It doesn't have to be something that's associated with some type of sports accolade. It doesn't have to be anything that's associated with any type of film or television. If you come from a family that has a historical reckoning in the community in regards to like giving back and doing good for people, represent that and figure out a way to pour into the community. That's what I did. That was all I was trying to do. I was just trying to figure out how I could kind of give back. And in doing so, we started the Wendell Scott Foundation. You never do anything by yourself. She, along with our executive board, in the beginning, everybody took a gamble, man. Everybody took a chance on believing in us. The reason it was so difficult is because my grandfather went his entire NASCAR career without sponsorship. So we didn't come from the historical financial gains that you think that most NASCAR families come from.
Right.
And because of that, oftentimes in the beginning, we would get these philosophical pats on the back. We love what you're doing, great job, but we were having problems obtaining the funding that we needed. And that's where the hustle side of me came in. It was an easy transition. I used to hustle for nothing. You know what I mean? I was able to, don't have much to show for it now, but I was able to transition those tactics and that work ethic, into doing something that would be beneficial for the community. So when we started, we just wanted to mentor hands-on, provide students that had been identified as at risk with the soft skills of life. When to say yes sir or no sir, when to put the right outfit on, why grooming is necessary, how to walk in that door. And when I got halfway in the door, I realized that industry itself cared nothing about direct mentorship. They cared nothing about it. But it was these 4 letters that were floating around. And my dad, who was a very successful educator, former basketball coach and educator in the state of Virginia, he sat on a board associated with STEM education in North Carolina. And he kept saying STEM to me, STEM. And he started bringing me to meetings and events that were associated with his board service. And then I figured out that the best thing that I could do to work with kids that we call them kids in the hood or whatever, the best thing I could do was the best way I could close that gap was to provide them with STEM education at the highest level.
And that's big time, brother.
This is when we morphed our offering, our programming from, day-to-day mentoring into, which I like to think we are the creators of this coinage, which is STEM education-based mentoring. You hear STEM, you hear mentoring, you don't hear the two together. And so we embarked on a journey that led us to relocate our efforts back to Virginia, where we're from, our hometown in Danville, Virginia, which at the time, Young can tell you, Chris can tell you that, people telling me I was crazy, you know, to move back to little town of Danville, Virginia, 45, 50,000 people, struggling in all aspects of education, economy, what have you. But I wanted to come back home while I was on top so I could bring impact, you know, to our area. And that's what we've done, Fifth. We've done that. I was able to translate those pats those pats on the back into actual partnerships. So, for example, I'm proud to say that we are the Wendell Scott Foundation. We are partnered with Microsoft. Shout out to my brother Darrell Booker. I think he's watching. He runs a nonprofit tech acceleration program. Anybody watching, I encourage you to get on Google and pull it up. Able to partner with him to kind of tie us in deeper into technology. And now, so you go from meeting with people called kids in the hood. Now when we meet those kids and we're working with those kids directly, we're offering them a world-class positioning in life from day one. And then it just comes down to discipline and following a program that we have designed in order for them to achieve whatever their dreams are, whether that's in technology, whether that's in education, whether that's in the business sector, even if it's vocational or agriculture.
Yeah, man. That's, you said something about the vocational, man. We rarely see vocational education anymore. That's been kind of like moved out of a lot of the high school systems and things of that nature. And I'm glad to see that you guys are touching on getting vocational education back into the forefront with some kids. They benefit from that. A lot of jobs and everything benefit from having vocational education, man. And like when I was in high school, that's one of the big time things a lot of kids ran to because, traditional colleges was not, accessible to them. You know what I'm saying? Right. So vocational education was huge, and it started to dwindle over the last 20 to 25 years, man. And it's been kind of kicked out of a lot of schools all over the U.S., man. So I'm glad, there's foundations like yours that are putting a forefront on it and touching it again, man. So salute to you and salute to the entire foundation on that one, brother.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
I want to touch on just a couple things. First thing is, you guys that don't know Warrick, if you don't know him, Warrick has good energy. He's always had good energy. He's one of my really good friends I met after college. He transferred in. He played basketball at John C. Smith. He transferred in to play basketball at Shaw, but I had already graduated. And I think, I don't know if this is true, but I'm gonna say it because I believe it. I think I had him on the court. I shut him down.
That's not true.
I shut him down. I probably put up about 6, probably 8 rebounds or whatever. That's what I do. But I want to say that Warrick he just has the it energy. He has great energy, man. And to really be able to see a friend, and I don't use the term friend lightly. If you know me, I don't have but about 15, 20 friends maybe.
That's a lot.
I got 2 on this call right now, so it's awesome. But to see a friend visualize something, say they're gonna do it, and do it, you know what I'm saying? It's awesome, especially when you know where they came from. Just like he can tell you, like, Young, I remember you sitting there saying, yo, I'm gonna try to go to law school and doing it. And I can sit here and say, yo, I remember when you said you were gonna do this and you did it. And we both know that we was probably penny pinching, or we were doing whatever we had to do to get by in Raleigh and to look like more than what we probably were in Raleigh, but to be able to make it, man. But I want you just to tell, I just don't want to short you on this thing, man, because you've done a lot. You've been on the Virginia legislative floor. Yes. You've done a lot of stuff. You got connections out of this world. Now, I'm not talking about the mainstream film connections. I'm talking about in the state of Virginia. I'm talking about the forgotten parts of Virginia, Danville, Martinsville. I'm talking about all of those places, man. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about not even going there. I'm talking about the boys who, before you even had Wendell Scott Foundation, you said, you know what? Get out of Danville. Come down to St. Augustine University. Come to Shaw University. Come do this. You can play ball. I'm talking about T.O. I'm talking about guys and stuff that you've done before you were getting any recognition, man. Talk to us just a couple of minutes about that stuff.
Well, both my parents educators. And so I grew up just seeing them do for people. My father, basketball coach. So my entire life, it was always somebody on the couch or somebody in the back seat, or you know what I mean. So I just developed a passion for that. I was really, man, really, I was just always searching for a way to sustain myself. I never really knew what was next for me, and the thing that always made me feel good was trying to help somebody else. Some people say I had a gift of gab. Maybe that's true, maybe that's not.
You do.
I think I have an ability. I think I have an ability to connect to to the better side of people when I meet them, and I'm always looking to try to angle relationships. What we call it breaking bread, right?
Yeah,
So I try to pass off relationships that I have. Every relationship that you have, maybe is not even best for you. Sometimes it's somebody else around the corner that could probably leverage those relationships. And so really what it was is that I was under the impression, with all of the terrible decisions that I had made in my teen years leading up to my 20s, that if I could matriculate through college or exist, that almost anybody could. And I wanted to make it to where, especially in my hometown or anywhere in the region that I'm from, if I heard about someone doing something great, or if I knew of someone that needed opportunity long before it was fashionable, I would go broker these relationships for people before I bring them to the table. So, Fifth Floyd, for example, I would go to a historically Black college and strike up a relationship with an admissions director. Long before I had the foundation, and I would promise them that I would go find them 15 or 20 students to attend their university. And I would double back home and get on the phone and call around, and you really just reach out to people you grew up with, and you start figuring out, well, this young man over here is not in school, or this young lady right here deserves opportunity. And we would, gather those students up, and we bring them to the table. We've had many success stories that way, where students have gone on to graduate and do great things. But for the most part, I've just always tried to use the power that I feel like God has given us. We try to use it for good. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
all
bro.
the time. I'm a really straight up guy. I don't play games. I don't play political games. I don't do Republican or Democrat. I just do people, right? And I'm searching for people who have the ability to help someone. I check their sincereness with our platform. Our platform allows us to see how sincere someone really is in regards to, funding opportunities to go to college, opportunities for people to, better themselves. And that's just always really been my passion. So
yeah, man. And it kind of comes across, man. Like I said, anybody who get a chance, man, go check this incredible article out on Richmond Free Press, man. And one of the quotes that you had in the article that really caught my eye, and in terms of talking about your foundation, you saying, hey, our mission, work, and program reflect what my grandfather stood for, and his heart and passion. Providing at-risk children with opportunities they would otherwise would not have, man. And that stuck out to me, man. It's like, yo, this is not only what you believe in, but you talk about your lineage, man, and bringing it to the front, man, giving it to other kids and other young people to have an opportunity to do some things that they would not have the opportunity to do otherwise, man. So
sure,
you're talking
man.
about having Microsoft involved and things of that nature. Just just bring us in a little further about some of the things that you got going forward with your foundation, man.
Yeah, well, it comes down to all of this is centered around the word hustle. All right, when we're talking about Wendell Scott as a NASCAR driver, if you dig one step deeper, you realize that Wendell Scott was, in my opinion, I think history proves that he was the number one moonshine around the number one bootlegger on the East Coast during his time.
Wow.
This is how he ended up becoming a NASCAR driver. He was so good at running moonshine and distribute. He had a distribution network that was in the Blue Ridge Mountains in Danville, Virginia, but it extended from Baltimore all the way to Charlotte, North Carolina. And he did it so well that he developed a reputation for being a driver that could not be caught. In this day and age, you don't have you only had two-way radios, right? And so that's how he became a NASCAR driver, as a result of the hustle side of our family. What I tell anybody that is 1 foot in, 1 foot out, or teeter-tottering, as we all have, is that when he got an opportunity to pivot and go another direction, he did. And he didn't turn back. I think sometimes Yo Gotti got the song Last Run, right? He never did that last run. When he got that shot, boom, he took off.
Gone.
He gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so now you apply that to present day. It's the hustle aspect of my legacy that allows me to juggle and still manifest these different points of connectivity, or the different people I deal with. One of the ways we're bringing this into the forefront is we're starting to work in film and television. I have a really good friend as well, / business partner. His name is Dave Stewart. He's out of St. Louis, Missouri. He has an organization called Polarity, and Lion Forge Animation is actually the largest African-American owned animation company in the United States. And so we are working with the Stewart family of St. Louis. Dave Stewart Sr. is the CEO of Worldwide Technology. You may have heard of Mr. Stewart and his work because he is the, according to Forbes, he is the second wealthiest African-American in the United States of America.
Big, that's big.
Worldwide Technology is the largest African-American owned private company in the United States. They employ the most people in the entire United States. And so we were blessed enough to meet the Stewart family, identify that we had the same levels of interest. And one of their interests was definitely continuing to protect our community, but also legacy. Really big for them, as is for us. And so we've been working really hard over the past 1.5 to 2 years, creating the precursing things that take place in the world of film and television. So we're almost at the point where we're going to announce a showrunner in regards to a television series that we have coming. We're also working on a children's cartoon about my grandfather's life. Naturally, one of the things I'm also most proud of is the shirt that Chris has on, which for us is really big because that is a licensed piece of merchandise that can be found on NASCAR.com and
That's a hot shirt
and places like that.
One thing, Warrick, I just want to say, one thing about you, another thing that I respect is you always, and like I said, I got 15, 20 friends. I don't know how many you got. I know you know a lot of people. I don't know how many friends you got. But I know that anytime you get something that's big, you always try to include me in it.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, whatever it is, if it's you dealing with Dave Stewart and you say, hey, Young, I got this thing going on, man. I'm going to send you this contract. Just look over it for me.
Right.
And I know that's your way of saying, hey, man, I just want to pull you, brother. As I'm going, I don't want to leave you down there. If you need help, I got you. Right. If you need something to work on, here it is. And it doesn't always work out. Sometimes I tell you, hey, Warrick, I can't do it right now, or blah, blah, blah. But anytime you get an opportunity, you always reach back to make sure I'm good. Okay.
You know how many times something weird has happened to me, I dropped your name.
Hey man, so it's just
I'm like, man, let me get on my lawyer right now. What do you mean? Like,
right. I appreciate that, man. I just want to tell you, I appreciate that. I can remember when you first started dealing with Dave Stewart. And you say, hey, man, I got this, we got this MOU, and I just want you to look at it for me, Young, and just let me know if it is what it is. Even when you were dealing with when the bigger law firms are saying, hey, we want to work pro bono for you because of who you are and who your granddad, you still say, hey, Young, I want you, like Jay-Z say, I got lawyers looking after lawyers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was, I just appreciate that, man. I truly appreciate that. And somebody also said Dave Stewart has an Oscar for hair love. That's what Wendell Scott Foundation just told us.
Yeah, this is true. The Stewart family actually has attained 2 Oscars. Dave's sister Kelly actually has an Oscar for Manchester by the Sea. And then Dave was able to work with the brother Matthew Cherry on the animated short film Hair Love just maybe 2 years ago.
Wow.
And they actually attained an Oscar on that. And I think they have a project coming up on HBO Max. They've turned it into an actual series. Animated series is coming up on HBO Max. Shameless plug. Shout out to Lion Forge and Dave. Please support the Hair Love Project. Shout out to Vaughn Gill, our legal counsel on the West Coast. Great brother too. So yes, please support Hair Love as well on HBO Max. That's coming soon.
Okay.
But just getting back into it, you know, all of these things are unique for us because they've never happened in our culture before.
Right.
You know, right now you have 2 African NASCAR. Well, no, you don't have 2. You have 3, 4, 5. Way to go, NASCAR. There was a time you could say it was no NASCAR. It was no African American NASCAR.
It was hard to get involved with that.
You could say it was only one, but not to leave anybody out. But you know, we have Darrell Wallace, we have Raja Karuth, young nephew, good brother. I love that boy. LeVar Scott, Jesse Iwuji, Emmett Smith is now involved in the sport. Good brother John Cohen from New York Racing, who is actually he is an independent African American team owner, and John is important because he runs the HBCU cars. So if you've seen the Grambling State car or the FAMU car, those cars are ran by his organization, and of course you have Michael Jordan from 23XI Racing. So we're just looking forward to bringing my grandfather's story to film and television, so people can get a better understanding of how these things even took place, and what we had to go through historically in order to just simply exist, right? And so now here we are, present day, with technology and the sport of NASCAR is changing. I'm so looking forward to bringing new fans to the sport. We had a wonderful time in St. Louis last weekend at Gateway, this is also Mr. Stewart's racetrack. The Stewart family, they own. They're one of the owners of the Worldwide Technology Raceway. In St. Louis, which is big for our culture as well. African American, having the ownership stake that he has in that racetrack, and for it to be a cup race on a Sunday, you know, those things are transformational, and you'll feel the riptide through our culture in the years to come, you know, because of that.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, man.
So I gotta ask you about this. I know we coming up close to the end, but tell us about Family Feud.
Listen, I can't take any credit for Family Feud.
Yes, you can, because you ain't getting. You got all the answers right. You got all the top answers.
But you got to know how we got there.
Tell me about Family Feud, man.
So we're coming out of the pandemic. They put out an open casting call.
Okay.
For families to get on Family Feud.
Okay.
My wife applied to be on Family Feud.
Hey, pause. Shout out to my sister Shanique.
You got to do it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna get cussed out. Shout out to my sister Shanique. Go ahead, Warrick.
Right. So she put out the so she responded to the request. And we started with a Zoom interview where they had a producer come on and put a Steve Harvey little mask in front of their face, and they acted like they were Steve Harvey. And we played the game, and the stipulation, to make a long story short, is if you got plucked through the Zoom interview, that you would get an email saying if you were selected to come on the show. And so we got the email that said we were selected to come on the show, but then it said you can come on the show, but it doesn't mean you're going to go on live. You can come to the studio, you're going to come, and then you're going to audition, but you're no guarantees on if you make it on. And I don't want to give too much away for my people at Family Feud, because there's some inner workings that go on behind the scenes.
Okay.
But needless to say, we ended up on the show.
All right.
We didn't know that it was going to be the Disney episode. Had no clue. When we got on, I'm a brother who doesn't watch Family Feud. Okay, I don't watch it. The night before in the hotel, I was laying there playing Family Feud on my phone, trying to figure out, the more of it.
And to tell you how Warrick is, he hit me one morning. Yo, watch Family Feud next week. Right. All right, I gotta go. Click. Like that's how he is.
Right. And so it got on, and so we go on and we get to the Disney episode, and the whole time I'm telling myself, you know, it's a different thing when you know it's live, right? When it's live and those lights are on you, and you know this is being broadcast to the world. Steve Harvey is quick to remind you that if you say something stupid or answer a question wrong, you might become famous. Okay, because they take YouTube videos and create bloopers.
I see them.
Oh,
they're
so
great.
My whole family's goal was to not end up in the blooper reel. Okay, that's what we said we were going to do. We're not going to end up in the blooper reel. And you know, when the cameras are live, if anybody out there's ever played sports, it's like shooting a free throw when your team is down 1 with 10 seconds left. You know, you got 2 shots. You got to be able to think quick. You can't answer the questions like you think you would answer them because they're not based off of what you would think. It's based off of a generalized, you know,
100 people. 100 people.
Right. And I went up there and you know, I did my thing, man. And it happened so fast. When it was done, Steve looked at me and he was like, yo, that's never happened before. I'm like, what? He said, you got all the number 1 answers. I was like, whoa. and then sure enough, so my brother, shout out to my big brother, Big Frankie J, as they call him.
I've been killing Frankie J and Madden, but go ahead.
Yeah. He don't like that. He don't like that. He wish he was on here right now so he can fire back at you. But he'll never admit it. So I'm gonna go ahead. Since he's not on here, we're gonna talk as much junk as we want.
Okay, because I be killing you too, but go ahead.
Never that. I haven't seen you in a while. But and so my brother came on, and fifth, my brother only had to answer. I think he only had to get 10 points.
Hey man, dude, I've heard about Family Feud, man, because I think when we went to one here back in 2011, they had 11, they had a casting call in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. And we was going just to do the studio audience deal, right? And it was a long line or whatever. We didn't get a chance to get in there, but the producer guy came out to the sidewalk where we were and kind of gave us all these rules. So I can imagine the rules he gave us. Imagine the rules he gave y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it was crazy.
But, you know, shout out to Steve Harvey, man. He runs a first-class operation. He's a brilliant brother. He really cares a lot about people. He really does. He imparts all types of amazing wisdom when you're around him. He definitely has total respect for my grandfather and his legacy. And it was just a one of a kind. It was my birthday too, man. You know, I flew down on my birthday. Wow. So that was cool. My birthday is actually on Tuesday, coming up. So y'all sing happy birthday to
bro.
Me. Let me get my song, my birthday song. Let me get
happy birthday. Come on,
y'all.
Do it. Happy birthday. Let's go, Phil. Come on, Phil.
No.
He smoked too many cigars to sing. Hey, Warrick, I heard enough of him singing and rapping last week at the Soul Picnic.
Hey,
I'm
man,
good.
Right. I was on one.
Right, I heard about that Soul Picnic.
Salute the Vibe Band, brother. I was on one. Yes, I was on one.
You were not on one.
Some good brothers, man. They great brothers too, man. Great brothers. Great memories with those guys. Great memories with those guys.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, brother, man. You know, we can go on for hours talking about the things that you've done, man, and things that you will do. We talked briefly before we came on the show about some of the stuff that you guys got coming up, man.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Sai told you, bro. You know, one thing that every guest that's come on our show has to do, they have to come back. You're family now. You're family now. Sure. So, you know, we want you to come back, man, and I want you to hang out with us for a little while as we do some things we do for our show, man. We're gonna, you know, we like to have a little fun here, man. So, you know, I hope you ain't got to go no place. Come in, stay with us for a second here.
Well, two things also before you leave. Number one, I want you to go ahead and say on air that you want us to come to the gala and participate. Like you go ahead and say that.
Salute the sound on that one.
That's number one. Number two, For everybody out here listening, I want you guys to go to YouTube and I want you to Google Warrick Scott because he's YouTube famous for that little part of Family Feud. I want you to go ahead and Google him, and then Warrick. We do something periodically when we have a guest. We do like a top 5 list, and just from you, I want to know your cause you think fast on your feet. I'm not Steve Harvey. I got better suits though. I want you to tell us your top 5 movies. Do not include Grease Lightning of all time, any genre.
Top 5
not
movies.
porn.
Not porn either.
Bronx Tale.
Bronx Tale.
Oh shit. Okay.
Purple Rain.
Purple Rain.
Love Jones.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Mo Bella Blues.
Okay.
Because Mo Bella makes it Mo Bella.
Yeah.
All right.
And number 5, coming in at number 5.
Die Hard.
We have
Die Hard.
Cars 3.
Cars 3. Okay.
Okay. Salute.
All right. Well, hey, there you go, guys.
Featuring River Scott. Shout out to Jonathan Garson and Pixar. You know, we worked to create that character in that film based on my grandfather's NASCAR career. That was amazing. So shout out to the whole Disney Pixar family. But I would say Cars 3 coming in hot at number 5. Anybody out there watching, go check it out. And you'll see some Wendell Scott action in that movie.
All right.
Also, anybody watching, please do me a favor and go to your app store right now and type in Wendell Scott Legacy. And you'll be able to download our app. We have a Wendell Scott Legacy app, and that will help you stay up to date and in sync with, everything we have going on. We have many moving parts. And then we have our and I'm a plug it now. Get back to the gala. We have our end of the year celebration we do every year, the Wendell Scott Legacy Gala. This past year we did it at the NASCAR Hall of Fame in downtown Charlotte. We had Bilal perform live. Brother Roger Carruth was bestowed as the Wendell Scott Trailblazer Award. That's an official NASCAR award that NASCAR gives every year, and we're doing it again this year. And so, yes, you got to come. Cool. Want you there.
Podcases will be there. Interview
Podcases wouldn't have it any other way. And come and celebrate with us, man. We really have a good time, man. We get down. We world class, man. We do things the right way. But we pour back in the community, man. We give scholarship money at our gala, man. One of the biggest things that we do that I know my entire family is so proud of is man, we give checks, man. We give real money. We put our money where our mouth is. And we give scholarships to students that are in need, and we showcase and highlight our programs. And we do it in the name of a good cause. But you will leave lit. You will leave with your cup full. It's fashion forward. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm talking about. Leave lit.
Sean, you got to wear a shirt.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to wear a shirt.
By the time the gala come, I'll be cut up, bro. Because I don't know. I can't promise that. I'll be cut up by that point, bro.
Well, wear a tight suit. Wear a tight suit.
I shanna sharp it, bro.
Yeah,
it'll be tight, bro. It'll be tight, man. Yo, man. Let me ask you. So, if folks want to donate to the organization, what's the easiest and the best way you suggest they do that?
Easiest way is to just visit our website, man. WendellScott.org.
There you go.
That is, once again, www. It's at the bottom of the screen right there, WendellScott.org. You can find on our website, you can find the donate button. You can click on. Please give. Please consider. Just next month, we have our annual summer camp coming up called Camp Cultivation. We're doing it this year in our hometown of Avery University. 3-day residential camp, free for the rising 10th and 11th grader. We take high school transcripts and standardized test scores to the admissions department of the university and try to get those students accepted while they're even at camp.
That's crazy. That's good, bro. That's wild.
Our curriculum-based focus this year is nursing, aviation, esports, and entrepreneurship is what the students will be learning about and getting more used to and getting affiliated with. So we do a lot, man. We're gonna do more. You know what I mean? So like I said, please download the app right now. If you can hear me, download the app, follow us that way, visit us at wendellscott.org, and do more for the kids around you. That's what I like to say to everybody. You know, whatever you're doing, you ain't doing enough.
That's what's up.
Do more.
Do more.
Hey, bro, just
You
hearing
know
about
what I mean?
just hearing about what you guys doing, man, it makes me like, damn, I got to do more.
You gotta do more.
I got to do more, man.
More.
Like,
because
damn.
because the whole thing about it is, somebody technically did it for us, right? And then my biggest thing has always been, I want the youth that we come in contact with, we want them to be better than, not as good as.
Hey,
Sometimes in our community, we want kids to be as good as me. If you want to be as good as me, I don't want anybody to be as good as me.
Be better.
You know what I mean? I want youth that we reach out to and youth that we encounter, we want them to be better than us. And so this is how you end up at the end of the rainbow. This is how you end up getting those government issue designations, like my dad had. Well, that's how you become a triple, quadruple OG. You know what I mean? The people that we idolize, those guys, it's because they did something for somebody. You know what I mean? So,
brother, say no more, man. We're here for you. Like we do with everybody, man. We're gonna support the foundation, man. We're gonna support you and everything that you got coming up and that you will do, brother. Say no more.
Absolutely, man.
Podcases are here, brother. We put our money. We put our money where our mouth is.
We definitely got. Right now, we have $100 donation from the Podcases to the Wendell Scott Foundation.
Say it again, Si.
Stop it, young girl. Stop it.
That's right.
Man, we got $100 donation.
We got $100
on
it, brother. From the Podcases, brother.
Definitely to the foundation.
And
that
like I said,
that $100 more like 1,000 because it comes from the heart. We call that a supernatural increase. You know what I mean? When a donation comes from somebody who got it in their heart the right way, man, that thing, God come through and multiply that thing, man. So we appreciate that, man, and it will go to a great purpose and a great cause.
Appreciate you, brother.
Look, as far as Wendell Scott goes, man, we just getting started, y'all.
I know you
are.
I know you are.
Hey,
follow us and support us, like all our social media channels, like and retweet and share what we're doing. You know what I mean? And we'll do the same on your end.
That's what's up, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Say no, bro. Hey, like I said, when the gala's about to pop off, man, we want to bring you back on, talk more about it, man, and get everybody super excited about it, man. But anything you got going on, you want to put a shout out, we're here for you, and we won't say no to you ever, brother. So, this is your show as well, brother. So,
friend of the show, brother. Friend of the show.
We sincerely appreciate you and your time on this Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, man. Salute to you, brother, and the foundation.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, man. So, hey, appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, man. Salute.
Hey, Warrick, I'll talk to you, man. Love you, brother.
Okay.
All right.
Peace, dog.